Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a story for you that's straight out of a rom-com movie, but guess what? It's completely real. Well, a story I've crafted inspired by those unexpected moments that turn into something truly special. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, because we're re-diving into a tale that started with a spilled coffee and ended with a whole lot of love. Imagine this, a quiet morning, the air thick with the irresistible scent of freshly roasted beans and just a hint of sweetness from pastries. You know that feeling, right? That cozy, warm atmosphere only a good coffee shop can provide. Our story begins in just such a place, a charming little spot called Bakar Coffee Shop. Sunlight streams through the window, illuminating tiny dust motes dancing in the air, creating this almost magical glow. It's the kind of morning where you feel like anything could happen, and something was definitely happening for Eliza. She's in her 20s, sporting a comfy sweater and jeans. You know, the writer's uniform totally engrossed, scribbling furiously in a worn notebook. She takes a sip of her latte, her expression a fascinating mix of frustration and pure inspiration. You can practically see the wheels turning in her head. She's deep in her craft, lost in a world of her own making. Just then, the little bell over the door jingles, announcing a new arrival. In walks Marco, also in his 20s, looking handsome and impeccably dressed. He approaches the counter with a slight, hesitant smile. He orders a classic black coffee, but as he waits, his eyes naturally dart around the room, and that's when they land on Eliza. He notices her intense focus, her frantic scribbling, and that adorable, slightly frustrated frown, and he finds it, well, endearing. He's instantly captivated. He gets his coffee, a perfect black brew, and turns to find a seat. But fate, as it often does in the best stories, had other plans. In a moment of pure, unadulterated clumsiness, Marco accidentally trips on the leg of a chair. Before he can even react, his pristine white shirt is no longer pristine. It's now beautifully decorated with a fresh, dark coffee stain. Oops, Eliza, startled by the sudden commotion, looks up and, without a second thought, her writer's trance broken, she leaps into action. She rushes over a handful of napkins already in hand, her concern immediate and genuine. "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry," she exclaims, a hint of genuine distress in her voice. "Are you okay? Here, let me help you." Marco, despite the coffee catastrophe, can't help but chuckle. "It's not your fault," he reassures her, a charming smile playing on his lips. "I'm just clumsy. Thank you." Eliza, with a small, focused frown of concentration, starts dabbing diligently at the stain. She's all business trying to salvage his shirt. Marco, however, isn't focused on the stain anymore. He's watching her, utterly mesmerized by her kindness, her quick thinking, and just her overall presence. He breaks the comfortable silence that falls between them. You know, he says, a playful tone in his voice, "For someone who seems so busy, you're surprisingly quick to help." Eliza looks up, a bright smile spreading across her face. "I'm a writer," she explains. "I've spilled my fair share of coffee. It's an occupational hazard." He grins, clearly charmed. "A writer? That's fascinating. What do you write?" Eliza sighs good-naturedly. "Love stories, mostly. But I'm completely stuck on this one. My characters have absolutely no chemistry. It's driving me crazy." Marco, ever the quick wit, leans in slightly, a teasing glint in his eyes. He ponders. Maybe they just need a little inspiration. Eliza laughs, a warm, melodic sound that instantly brightens the cafe. For a moment, they just stand there, the bustling cafe around them fading into a soft background hum. It's as if they're in their own little bubble. "I'm Eliza, by the way," she offers, extending a hand. Marco takes it, his grip warm and firm. "Marco," he replies, "it's a pleasure to meet you, Eliza." And just like that, the awkwardness of their meeting melts away. It's replaced by an easy, comfortable rapport, like they've known each other for ages. They continue to talk, the conversation flowing effortlessly. Eliza, ever practical, gestures towards his now thoroughly coffee-stained chest. "You know," she says, a mischievous twinkle in her eye, "I think it's time you take that shirt off, Marco." Marco looks down, his cheeks coloring slightly. "Oh, right," he mutters, a bit embarrassed. But Eliza, ever prepared and always thinking ahead, winks. "I can help with that, too." To Marco's utter surprise, Eliza unbuttons his ruined shirt and, with a flourish, tosses it into a bag of clothes she keeps for her writing, almost like a prop department. Then, from another bag, she pulls out a brand new, crisp white shirt and hands it to him. Marco stares at her, astonished. "Wow," he says, genuinely impressed. "You're always prepared." Eliza just grins, repeating her earlier quip. "It's an occupational hazard." Marco laughs again, a deep, joyful sound, and they continue to talk, completely forgetting the time, the world outside, and even the coffee shop itself. The conversation flows from writing to life, dreams to spilled coffee stories. Eliza eventually realizes something profound. She tells him, her eyes sparkling, "You've actually been a great help today. My characters feel more real now. They're not perfect, but they're honest." Marco leans in, his gaze warm and direct. Maybe, he suggests, his voice soft, they just needed a little clumsiness to bring them to life. Eliza smiles, a genuine, heartfelt smile, and she feels her heart do a little flip. In that moment, a feeling washes over her, a strong intuition that her love story, the one she's been struggling with, just found its leading man. It was an unexpected, coffee-stained beginning, but it felt absolutely perfect. Fast forward a few months. The Buka coffee shop is still there, still buzzing with life and the aroma of coffee. And sitting at that very same corner table are Eliza and Marco, now a couple, laughing easily as they share a scone. Their smiles are wider, their connection deeper. "I just submitted the first draft," Eliza announces, her voice filled with excitement. "They loved it." Marco beams, his pride evident. I knew they would, he says, squeezing her hand. Your story is incredible, Eliza. Eliza reaches across the table, her fingers intertwining with his. Our story, she corrects him softly, her eyes shining with love. Marco's smile softens even more, and he leans across the table, gently kissing her. The cafe bell jingles again, marking another new arrival, another beginning. But neither Eliza nor Marco even notice. They're too lost in their own perfect world, a world that began with a clumsy hello and a spilled cup of coffee. What an incredible journey, right? It just goes to show you that sometimes the most beautiful connections bloom from the most unexpected and even a little messy moments. So next time you spill your coffee, maybe just look around. You never know who you might meet. If you loved this story and want to hear more tales of romance and everyday magic, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.